William Whalen here for GetMoreSports.com. Names like Sean Miller and Damion Lee probably don't ring a bell for you as players in the college basketball world. However, the transfers from Cornell and Drexel, respectively, are big names this year on the transfer market, a market that's become an even more vital part of the college basketball landscape year after year. Those two are just two of the hot names on the transfer market this year. Both, again, moving up a level. These are the guys that big-name programs, the likes of Cal, the likes of Marquette, even schools like Arizona, Duke, dip into the transfer market to supplement their high school basketball recruiting. They fit in the pieces that they might have been missing otherwise. Rodney Hood a couple years ago at Duke. Of course, the big-time one at Arizona recently, of course, would be T.J. McConnell. But these guys are going to go all across the country, and we've got a couple more names to talk about with you today. Starting with Miller, a big-time scorer out of Cornell, averaged over 16 points a game. Damion Lee out of Drexel, another big-time scorer, over 16 points, over 6 rebounds a game as a junior. And this year, of course, goes over the 20-point mark per game. Definitely going to be hot commodities on the transfer market, without a doubt. A couple other names that you need to keep an eye on. Louisville's hero in the Sweet 16 was Anton Gill, and he has announced that he is transferring out of the Louisville program in search of more playing time. A guy like Marcus Foster at Kansas State was such a dynamic freshman, had a really up-and-down sophomore campaign for them over there in Manhattan, Kansas. Dealt with injuries, dealt with suspensions, really just looking for a fresh start, it feels like. But that's a big-time scoring two-guard. Then you have a guy like Stanford Robinson out of Indiana, a 6'4" guard who can split point guard and two-guard duties. Had a really solid freshman campaign, over 6 points per game, over 44% from the field. Saw his minutes and his production really drop as a sophomore, presumably because of the presence of Blackman Jr. there in Bloomington. Going to be interesting to see if he can go somewhere else, sit out for a year most likely, and resurrect his career a little bit. That's the kind of story with these guys. You're either getting graduate transfers that are eligible immediately, and this is the last year they'll be able to do that, or you're going to have transfers come in, sit out a year, kind of acclimate to the new campus, acclimate to the new team, new coaching staff, and then get back on the scene. Of course, we've seen them succeed all over the country. We've seen them fail all over the country. These are some of the names that I think you should keep an eye on right now. Remember some of them in 2 years, but definitely look out for others next year.